Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDL44 coming at you with another video. Okay, so it's 2 a.m. and I do have to work tomorrow, but I don't care because I'm going to make this video regardless. Kyrie Irving is hurt. Okay, I made a video about Lucky Emblem and the whole, karma narrative and how that Kyrie injury has affected so many people's uh, attention with the memes and all kinds of stuff talking about how he stepped on Lucky and now the ankle is hurt. Made a video on that. Now it's time to talk about the injury itself and how it affects these playoffs. So first of all, no James Harden, no Kyrie Irving, and you have a tie series. At this point, the Nets are in big trouble. I mean, that is an understatement. At this point, it is bad. It is all bad. They look like they're about to face the fate that the Lakers faced, because we know damn well if AD was healthy, Phoenix would not be here. Period. I know they're doing great things. They're going on to the Western Conference Finals. They're a legitimate team. All that is great. But if a healthy Anthony Davis is on that floor, they lose. Period. That is not something I even have to question. That is what would have happened. Now, here's the deal. Same thing goes with this Milwaukee Bucks series. Milwaukee Bucks were in a very, very bad situation, down 0-2 after getting blown all the way out. It was ugly. Now Kyrie goes down with this injury. They win this game, tied the series. I don't think Kyrie's going to be back for this series. I can tell you right now, he's not returning. Even though his X-rays were, thankfully, negative. But he's going to be in a walking booth for a little bit. That was a horrible, horrible ankle injury. It was really, really bad. He came down on Giannis's leg, and his ankle twisted so bad with a full velocity coming down in midair. It was bad. And, he's very fortunate for everything to be structurally fine. But swelling, pain, motion, all that, this is going to take some time to heal, man. This is not one of those ankles that you just, a couple days, ice it. No, this is one of the ones where he's going to be in a walking booth for probably about over 2 weeks. And then he has to take the boot off. He's probably going to be away for that too. So, luckily enough, this is 2021, and these are state of the art facilities and doctors and all that good stuff they got over there. So I'm pretty sure he'll have the best of care. But I do think this is an injury that's going to have him out for at least 2 weeks, which means the rest of this series and probably most of the next series. So this is bad. This is bad. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think they're going to beat I don't think they're going to win this series, man. I don't think the Nets exit the Milwaukee Bucks series unless James Harden immediately comes back. I think James Harden needs to play in Game 5. I think that's what needs to happen. And I don't know if that's possible. I haven't heard anything about his injury. Obviously, he's been battling this hamstring for weeks now. It had him out for most of the final month of the season. So, he re-injured that thing. And, like the Lakers, the Brooklyn Nets have to consider the balance of two things. One, the players that they have are all aging, even though they're still all in their primes. They're still all aging, so every season counts. So you don't want to necessarily mail it in, especially since KD is healthy. You're obviously going to continue to compete, but you don't want to have James Harden rush back, injure himself further, or rupture something even worse, and then you have him missing for next season, as to where you then only have him and KD and Kyrie for next season. Now, that is not likely going to happen, but you don't want to put yourself in a position for that to be possible. So rushing James Harden back probably is not ideal. But hey, at this point, if you're not, it's basically do or die. And Milwaukee has all the momentum because they're now starting to play well, and obviously the Brooklyn Nets are much easier to game plan against when you only have KD to worry about. So there's a lot to be concerned with. I don't think the Nets are particularly deep, to be honest with you, even though a lot of people think the Nets are very deep. I don't particularly agree with that. I think they have some dead weight on that team, but they do have some guys who can do a lot of heavy lifting in the absence of those stars. so you can see some competitive basketball play and still some elite shooting coming out of those Brooklyn Nets. Um, Spencer Dinwiddie has been talking about how he wants to come back early. He's working out. I could totally see him playing in Game 5 if James Harden can't. I know that sounds like a stretch, but this is do or die. I could totally see Spencer Dinwiddie putting on a uniform for Game 5, if allowed to. If cleared to, I could totally see him doing that because they really are running out of they're running out of options and they need a point guard, and obviously that's what he is. Um, Now, to what capacity could he come in and give you 30 minutes? Of course not. Of course not. But what I'm saying is anything he can give them, if he can give them anything at all, is what they need at this point, because Drew Holiday is going to have free range to act a damn fool. And I don't think Bruce Brown or anybody on that team is going to have anything to say about it. You know, I'm sorry. Right now, this is about to look like the Drew Holiday show as far as I'm concerned. This is bad, man. KD is great enough to do the impossible, just like LeBron James is. But the problem is, when you're getting attacked from 5 different angles, which is what the Milwaukee Bucks are capable of doing. When you have a 7-foot center like Brook Lopez who can shoot threes, you got Giannis doing what he does, you got Drew, you got Middleton who's finally starting to find his stroke, you got DiVincenzo. Like, they have a lot of weapons. So of course, if you're fully healthy, yeah, the series would already have been over if they could have if the Nets had their full spectrum of players. But unfortunately, without 2 of their 3 stars, yeah, they're running into a team that's basically better than them now. So if James Harden does not play in the next game, and if Spencer Dinwiddie ain't able to come back and do some miraculous stuff, I don't think the Nets can win this series without something historic from Kevin Durant. He's going to have to give them like 50. He's going to have a 50-point game. Now, the good thing is he's extremely capable of doing that. And a Kevin Durant-led team, in theory, should be able to beat a Giannis-led team. The problem is the team wouldn't be built this way if it were a Kevin Durant-based team, and they would have some type of understanding of who they're going to be, not trying to make adjustments for the absence of players that they would otherwise be used to having. So this is a very, very bad situation to be going into in a pivotal Game 5. Because now Steve Nash, rookie coach, has to find a game plan that works not only offensively but defensively without both 2 of his stars. This is going to be interesting, man. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how the Nets win this series at this point unless something miraculous takes place. But I can tell you this, Kyrie will not be in Game 5. I'm certain of that. He will not be playing Game 5. He won't be playing Game 6. So the Nets going to have to get a lot out of Kevin Durant. They're going to have to get a lot out of people like Jeff Green, people like Joe Harris. This is your time now, you know. That kid that they had, that power forward that they found, came out of nowhere. Be a great time to press the button on him, put him out there, see what he can give you. You got to get creative now, Steve Nash, because you know the Milwaukee is a good team. They just paled in comparison to you at full strength. But now you're going to see how good they actually are when you have a mere mortal type of team going up against them. You know, the impossible is occurring. That's what we're seeing here in these playoffs. You know, somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody said these are the best playoffs they'd ever seen. They're not the greatest playoffs I've ever seen, but the outcomes are absolutely phenomenal. Like, this is, you couldn't ask for better outcomes, because what you're seeing is things that you thought you knew so well are just not coming to pass based on injuries. So now you have an opportunity to see the Phoenix Suns win a championship, the Utah Jazz win a championship, the Philadelphia 76ers have a chance to win a championship, the Milwaukee Bucks has a chance to win a championship, because the Lakers ain't in the way, because Golden State ain't in the way, because the Nets are now looking like they're going to be out the way. This is a good thing. The type of parity that the NBA has been hoping for, they have. Small market opportunities to win championships. It's a godsend, you guys. Somebody in a small market is likely going to get a championship this year, and it's a beautiful thing, man. If you ask me, it feel like Phoenix year, to be honest. It really do. I don't know that they can beat Philly. I think Philly is going to be a tough matchup if they have to run in Philly. Uh, but the way that they're playing right now, I do favor them over Utah or the Clippers. And I'd love to see CP3 win a championship and DB. I would love to see those guys win it. So who knows, man? This might be Phoenix Suns NBA championship year. Who knows? But the point is that opportunity is there, man. And it hasn't been available to us because of these super teams and all this craziness that's been going on. So congratulations to the NBA. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. I love that I have no idea what's about to happen here. Unfortunately, it's because of injuries that this is the case. But it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to get some rest. My name is BDF44, and I'm out. Peace.